And then we get the game riffing on the intro theme. Heh. It's driving itself, though, I think. Yeah, it's driving itself. You'll be late for work. Although we don't have a job, apparently. Yeah, you'll be late for work, but we can't keep sponging off my dad. Go out and get a job. Chrono? Chrono, 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 Chrono. And then we wake up to... Oh, that's pretty good. I like that twist. I hadn't really watched any other Let's Players do Chrono Trigger, mostly because I wanted to do it myself, and if I watch an LP of a game, it takes away the desire for me to do it myself, I guess. I don't know, I'm a little odd that way. I'll have to go back and I'll have to go and look at that, though. That's a pretty clever trick. Yummy frog. Perish the thought, lass. Oh, the cliff. Oh, you mean the literal cliffhanger? When Dart ended it by, well, I don't think it's that one. But I do have to say, I like how you introed the latest episode I watched. Last time on Legend of Dragoon, Dart tripped. I thought that was a nice touch. Yeah, that's the idea. I just figured, you know, I'm celebrating my, I guess, my 1 year anniversary of sorts. And I started out playing this game, so that's what I'm planning on doing, yeah. I've gotten a pretty fair distance into it so far. Trying to do my best to avoid battles and such. But, I'm definitely not the game's done quick, folks. Oh no, it's all your fault, because you're the only person that actually fights back. The Reptiles are smart, but yeah, we're gonna fight them. Oh, hey, Nico. Good to see you back, and thanks for coming in, Mudgrunt. Glad you could join us for the stream. Or, well, however much of the stream that you're able to catch. Yeah, it is New Game Plus. I mean, that's the only way I really could have pulled off a 1 day. Because generally when I have played through the game previously from level 1, it's taken me a good bit longer than a day. Well, I say a good bit longer. I think my LP playthrough took me 30 hours, thereabouts. So I figured I would need to do it as New Game Plus to pull that off. I stream twice a week. This is a little bit of an unusual one because I usually don't stream on Tuesdays, but I've got some time off because classes are over with for now, so I can actually go through and do this. But generally, what I've been doing is streaming on Saturdays at noon Central. I'm streaming Legend of Mana right now, and then I am also doing, I just pretty much finished up Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which I stream on Sunday evenings. I am not sure whether I'm going to go on with the Richter play in Symphony of the Night, or if I'm going to switch over to Arrow the Acrobat, which the Let's Play Sanctuary, the forum that I go to, the folks that I'm most familiar with, they want me to do Arrow the Acrobat again pretty badly. And this is emulator, but I have owned the game twice. I own the original SNES cartridge and the PS1, the anthology versions. So, yuck. But, oh crap. Can I get no, I can't get around them, dang it. But yeah, I am playing this on ZSNES. I wasn't able to fit this into the full screen very well with the chat. So I had to split it up the way that you see it on there. So if it looks a little odd, then that's why. Otherwise, normally what I would do is I would have it stretched out to the entire screen length, and then I would have the chat black. I'd have the chat chroma keyed over it, which generally I think makes for a cleaner setup. All right, now I know you can skip this. I'm just not sure how. Crap, not that way apparently. I probably needed to go on the other side of the schist or schist or whatever you want to call it. Well, that's cool. Which RPGs do you have? Which RPGs do you have on there? There are plenty of good ones. I mean, Chrono Trigger, the main reason I LP'd this in the first place was because it's a really good game. It's one of the best, or I think one of the best of all time. And so I started off with that, and I figured this would be a good way to pay tribute to, albeit a little bit of a crazy way, granted, to pay tribute to the fact that I've been doing Let's Plays for a year, is to go back to the one that started it all. I have... are you talking about the original Pokemon, I assume? Or is it any of the second or third generation games, or fourth, or... I don't even know what generation they're at now, but... Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good ones. I mean, there are good ones really starting out all the way back with the original Nintendo, going all the way forward into the modern... I mean, obviously, a gaming handheld's not going to be able to handle modern-day stuff, but... You know, there are a lot of good ones. Gen 5 or 6, okay. I've only played... Let's see. I played some of Pokemon Red. I played some of a little bit of Leaf Green, but I can't manage to get that working. So, I don't know, I've gotten some into it, but not terribly much. I'd probably be better off, I would think, if I wanted to play a Pokemon game, I would guess going through either Ruby or Emerald on the Game Boy Advance, and then going from there. Alright, who do I want to take with me, huh? Not really sure. I mean, we're getting to where we got plenty of party members, so got some choices here. Obviously Chrono and Terra / Ayla are mainstays on this one. Let's see. Lightning's gonna be the main magic that we're gonna be using here, so it doesn't really matter particularly who else we take. So I'm gonna actually take Robo along, I think, and give him a chance to use some shadow, or some of his pseudo shadow attacks. Oh yeah, I'm more familiar with Secret of Mana than I am with Legend, because I had played a little bit of Secret of Mana prior to this, and I hadn't played any of Legend. And then, okay, SNES RPGs, Chrono Trigger, Dragon Warriors, Final Fantasy, Secret of Mana, Earthbound. You can't go wrong with really any of those. The only one that I don't know, kind of have reservations about... Whoops, supposed to land up there. The only one that I kind of have... I wouldn't say reservations exactly, but the only one that didn't really fascinate me, I guess, of the ones that I've played is... No, you're not going to catch me. Is Breath of Fire 2. Because I played through Breath of Fire pretty late, actually, and actually really enjoyed it. And then I tried playing Breath of Fire 2, and for whatever reason, it just... I don't know. I just didn't think it was that great. I ended up abandoning it partway through. I never did finish it. But, let's see. I mean, I've played all of the Final Fantasies all the way through... Well, I played all the console Final Fantasies, period. Even Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and all the way through to J2 and J3. Pretty much all of them. The Final Fantasy Adventures I don't count because they're technically within the Mana universe, although they have Final Fantasies in the title, so I don't particularly count those. Most RPGs I finished are the Mario RPGs and PS2. Okay. And some Pokemon. Okay. Yeah, I've played... as far as the Mario RPGs, I've only played and beaten the first one. I suppose with a Game Boy Advance player, I could do Superstar Saga. I don't know about the Paper Marios, though. I maybe could do those, or at least one of them. But I've only done Super Mario RPG. Let's see, of the Persona 4 or of the PS2s. Oh God, let's see. Rogue Galaxy, Final Fantasy X, the Xenosaga series. I've beaten Persona 3, Persona 4. I've done Shadow Hearts to the New World. Oh Lord. Oh, I love Robo's line. That method does appear to be rational. Yeah, it's... Well, I think I appreciate RPGs primarily for the good story to them. And I know you don't have to do good story necessarily through a lot of text dialogue anymore. Obviously now it's more shifting over to a lot of voice cutscenes, and then, oh, by the way, text of stuff that's not really important. But I really enjoy, that's mainly why I concentrate on doing RPGs, is because of the plot, because of the story involved, and really just being able to go into a fleshed out universe and seeing all of the great characters that exist. And the good ones really do that very well. The bad ones, obviously not so much, but the good ones, though, and Chrono Trigger is definitely among the good ones, are ideal in that respect. Alright, let's see. Oh, I forgot about the little deke trick. Crap, I didn't mean to run into them. Alright, now, you hit that thing, and it's probably going to kill it, actually. Yep, okay. Alright, let's see. Persona 3. I actually haven't played the FES. I've played Persona 3 and I've beaten it, but I haven't beaten FES. So, there's that. Digital Devil Saga. Okay. I've not played any of the SMTs. Alright, I think you scooch through here. There we go. I'm not worrying about getting any of the items there. Okay, now we come to... Let's see. Scoot by the... Darn it. Oh well. I was hoping to try to skip those guys. Yeah, when I started playing Persona... I think when I started playing Persona 3, I played Persona 3 and Shadow Hearts to the New World right around the same time, because I wanted to play RPGs that were a little bit different from the traditional. So I played both of those, and boy were they different. Let's see, go ahead. Alright, I gotta open it up by hitting that one. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Let's see. Etrian Odyssey. I've not heard very much about Etrian Odyssey, so you might want to fill me in a little bit on that one. Just the fact that you have need of something always moving. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so Etrian Odyssey, Radiant Historia. I need to I need to go look into those games, because I've not played either of those before. Alright, Persona 4. Yeah, Persona 4 is really good. I think my favorite, hands down, is... Darn it. Is Final Fantasy VI. That's the game that really just enraptured me when I was a kid. Because of... not just the plot of it. It has probably, at least in my mind, the best villain of all time in Kefka. And it also... Hello, Nisbel, the second. And I liked the different characters in it, and the real sense of foreboding that comes with a lot of it. Okay, so, alright. Etrian Odyssey is first-person dungeon crawler. Choose your own team members. Alright, and we get to take on Nisbel again. But this time, after we lightning him, we can dual and triple tech him to death with Terra or Ayla in the party. But through the whole game, you go through the labyrinth because those games on the DS. Oh, interesting. Okay, that does sound very different and pretty nice too, I would say. Oh, I don't think I've actually ever done Beast Toss before, so that looked... Holy crap. The power of New Game Plus, I guess. Those games are hardcore, yeah. Alright, well, simple enough. And now this is going to be the part where I'm not that good at skipping the random encounters, although I just did. Wow, okay. Well, I say I'm not that good at it. Apparently I lied. This is actually, speaking of the games done quick, folks, this is actually the area where I was watching them. And so I did get to see a little bit of this, as far as trying to skip the battles and such. So I got a little bit, I guess, of tip and trick sort of thing there. Unfortunately, though, this is 2 consecutive battles. Okay, Radiant Astoria is the only game that has a college-level vocabulary. Really? So you mean actually saying proficient stuff and it making sense instead of saying stuff just to mask the fact that they are trying to make it sound really smart when it really isn't? As you see with a number of other RPGs? Well, you've missed a pretty fair amount. I'm actually about to fight the Black Tyrano, and of course it's good to see you again, Eretiquus. Thanks for coming back in. I think I'm going to finish out the Tyrano lair and the Black Tyrano fight, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a lunch break, because I actually went through the Tyrano lair faster than I thought I would. I didn't think that it was going to be that short. I guess just from memories of playing it as a kid, I had forgotten how, or I had thought that it would take longer. Now this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the tail here. Yeah, Red Star, stain the earth red! That Red Star, of course, would be Lavos on the way, but we will, we'll see him in a minute. And he trots out the Black Tyrano, which, again, made me wonder how in the world that Ayla and company are the dominant race in the first place. Because if Azala can build this stuff, how in the world is he not ruling the world? Seriously. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know he's not going to be that bad in regards to especially in regards to an NGP playthrough. And then he shows off the fact that he's a freaking teleporter. He's a freaking telekinetic, which is just insane. I don't know that this is going to do that much, but I figure the Beast Toss knocked him out last time. We figure we can do it again. It didn't really, but alright. Let's go ahead and keep lightning him, I guess. And then I'll go ahead and use triple kick this time. Oh, okay, he's done. Yep. Alright, so triple kick's not going to do anything. I didn't get it in time, or I got it in a little bit too late. So I gotta wait until he starts dropping his defense. There we go. Alright, now we can go after him. Now let's see, Twister. Oh, okay, yeah, triple tech. That'll work. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Let me do Volt Bite just to show off some different attacks. And then I'll go ahead and let it charge up for Twister. Yeah, it does. I mean, you wouldn't expect that the Magus is storing power thing to do it, but yeah, it's nice that this is too, because it allows you to dish out that extra damage just prior to... Oh, wow, that was a little disappointing, actually. It allows you to dish out some extra damage, especially if you've got the Rage Band and the Rainbow Sword like I do. Alright, well, in that case, Falcon Hit. And then you can do Uzi Punch. And then, fly, Chrono, fly! Oh, there we go. Well, in that case then, I don't know that Twister would have done much good. I mean, yeah, it would have hurt Zeal, but it wouldn't have really hurt the Tyrano. Yeah, well, the heavens didn't really side with him, but, well, we did. We sided with the apes. Interestingly, one of the other enemies, or one of the other endings that you can get, actually, you will see the Reptites in charge of the Earth. If you defeat the game after you get back, I think after you get back from Magus's castle, but before you defeat the Tyrano lair, the ending you get actually will show everybody as a Reptite, which I think is one of the more fun ones. And sorry, I'm scrolling through the text probably a little bit fast, my bad. But yep, and apparently Ayla comes up with the word Lavos. And then we get to see him, he of his spiny magnificence, blast through the stars. Oh, okay. I don't remember that one, but again, it's been so long since I played the game that I just, yeah, some of the endings kind of escape me, I guess. And yeah, I mean, for being a relatively low-scale game, yeah, they do a good job with it. Granted, obviously, better graphics means generally better effects for the most part, but they did a really good job with it in a, I guess what would technically be a third-generation console, although I don't honestly know what the SNES generation would be considered as far as first, second, third, whatever. Fourth? Really? I didn't think it was quite that late. I know you've obviously got the Atari prior to the NES, but would you consider then, I guess, would the first generation be the Commodore 64, perhaps? And then Azalea's parting line, we have no future. Okay, first generation's Odyssey and Pong, second's Atari, third's NES. Yeah, that makes sense. And boom, in the biggest meteor crash in history, or at least it seems like a meteor crash. Lavos is now, well, now here. And as it turns out, yeah, he lands in 65 million BC, not in 600 AD, as we had previously thought. Well, yeah, of course we're going to fight it. Run! Ayla, run! Alrighty, so let's go ahead and, I guess, waltz up to the hole, or the ruins of the Tyrano lair, where there is, magically, a gate, somehow. And as it turns out, Lavos is much too fast for us. Dope. So we take the gate, and as it turns out, well, yeah, it's not a new area. And it is also, if I'm not mistaken, one of the few times you go through a gate after you have access to the end of time where you don't actually go to the end of time. 12,000 years in the past. It's interesting, if you have the party member or the wrong party members with you, then you never actually hear about it being 12,000 BC, but it'll go ahead and tell you. I do remember playing through this part of the game that this is where I really started to think that this is when the game really started getting serious. Alright, so welcome to Inhasa and the Kingdom of Zeal. Now, I'm trying to remember... Oops, I already got the scene, okay. Oh, I love how Robo's sitting there just bowing, the typical Japanese style. How may I help you? And then we end up getting Ayla wanting to eat the cat. And then the boy, / somebody we already know, prophesies our death. Is it true? What are the percentages? Ah, Robo, ever the logistician. Strange one, but not bad boy. Okay. Alright. Heal up here, and then, let's see, which of these... I think it's water, wind, fire, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember the book order here. Let's see. Of course, if it's wrong, then, well, I mean, there's obviously not much to lose from it, or anything, really. I just have to switch the order of the books. I got it. Nice. Now, main reason I want to do this is because we've got a new battle. The Guru of Reason is gone, so yes, we'll challenge him. And these news can be tough, even on a New Game Plus, primarily because their main attack will hit you down to 1 HP. And if you get hit again after that, you dead. So it can take its toll even on higher level characters. So you really got to be careful with that. But fortunately, if you get enough big attacks off, then it takes them out. Or Twister, that works too. That's what I get for chat lag. And for that, we get a magic tab and a speed tab. And he disappears. Bye, New. Then we have The Mystery of Life, Volume 841, Chapter 26. All life begins with new and ends with new. This is the truth. This is my belief, at least for now. Whoops. Alright, so let me go ahead and get my health back. And I think that's pretty much everything we need to do with this place. I mean, we'll have people talking about the City of Magic and talking about the Blackbird, but not anything that we really need to cue everything going on here. Alright. There weren't any news in Chrono Cross. I don't believe there are, no. Alright, thanks, Tree Jam. Glad you could make it back in. Or in, I guess. You've been invited to Proudful... What? What is Proudful Korea? I know where Korea is, but yeah, that is odd. Alright, now we can go ahead and go in. I'm going to go ahead and go in Kjar just because I want to get the item there too. And let's see, I think this is the fire book. Yeah, that's the last one, alright. And then, let's see, we've got... Alright, so water one I guess is up this way, maybe? Yeah, here's the water one. Alright. And then I think the fire one just opens up a new item, I believe. I think it gives you the black rock, maybe? Well, we get the Aussie sound. And, yeah, black rock, okay. Then we've got this shopkeeper who we can buy stuff from, but we don't really need to buy anything. Then he mentions the load shields, which I think you can purchase after a lot of the major events in here, if I'm not mistaken. I don't quite recall, though. And then there's also the fake magic tab, and a new that we can use to get a real one if we discover a secret that we will discover a little bit later. The Sunstone Moonstone, of course, and there's your riddle, just in case you didn't know it already. The Sunstone Moonstone quest we'll be doing later. As my voice cracked yet again. Alright, let me go ahead and do the scene here, because here we are introduced to another idiotic villain in the game. Freaking Dalton. Ugh. Dalton's just an a-hole. I mean, it's really the only word for it. Pompous, preening, egomaniacal, cocky, and not really in a way of actually proving himself to be worth anything. But he's the first one that mentions the prophet, at least. So we get that anyway. The prophet, of course, or the prophet, as we'll find out, has come and has foretold our arrival and our subsequent troublemaking. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the Zeal Palace, and I'm going to actually leave it off here for the moment. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, get some food, because it's a little past lunchtime, actually. So I'm going to switch over to the slideshow again. I'll probably, let's see, I would say it'll probably be about 20 minutes or so before I make it back, because I want to take a little bit of time to stretch and such. So I'm going to move it over to the slideshow, and I'll, of course, leave this going so the music will continue to permeate as you wait. And then I will see you guys back here, probably, like I said, about 20 minutes or so after I grab some lunch.